Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead and check the blade, and then we can load the mat. So because we'll mostly, I imagine, be cutting just this fabric, it's probably rare that you're going to have to change the blade, but we should go ahead and, or you should go ahead and always check it anyway. So this is the blade. In order to access the blade, we pull this out as far as we can, and then we remove the blade. Right? Now, you can see that there's a small gauge on top of the blade that tells us what the depth is. Here it's 3, okay? If I turn it this way, you probably won't be able to see there's a very, very, very small blade coming out of this tiny hole, okay? If I do need to change this blade, or if I do need to change the depth, it's very easy. You line up the end of it right here, and then you just press. And every time you press, it will change the depth. So I'm going down, right now I'm at 5, 4, 3. Perfect. So now, once I've got my blade settings, I push this back in. Make sure you press it all the way down. Sometimes it will get stuck right here. That does not mean that it's ready to go. You need to make sure that it goes all the way down, then you push this back in, okay? Next, we need to make sure that our mat is loaded properly. Now I'll put some pictures on the website or in our slides that give more detailed information, but basically we have some markers that will help us know where we should load the mat. So we want to make sure there's one right here, and then there are these 2 lines on the mat that you can see right there. Once we line up this outer edge with that proper registration setting, we'll also see those other 2 lines align with 2 sort of raised plastic lines that are serving as registration marks. So if we don't get this correct, then it's going to, our entire print's going to be off, and it may damage the mat, your job won't get done correctly, so you really want to make sure that you load the mat well. I find that it's helpful to press down on this like registration plastic marking, and then push, like apply a little bit of pressure with this hand, just to make sure that it's really good to go. I hold it in place, and then I just press this button that has an up arrow. Alright, so now our mat is loaded and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my Silhouette software while we're recording. So I've got everything ready. I've got my speed, my passes, and I'm going to go ahead and press send right now. So now you can see the blade is taking stock, and now it's starting to cut. All right, once we're finished, then the vinyl cutter will spit it out, but not all the way. We still have to press this down button that will unload the mat, okay? Now, I'm not super keen that I got this close to the edge, so in the future, I would go ahead and make sure, you can maybe see that line better now, I'm going to make sure to push that design back a bit. We kept this job as is because we're going to work to transfer this circuit to another piece of fabric without having to sort of take each piece off individually. But just a reminder that if you can, you should go ahead and try and condense as much as possible to save material and not be wasteful. All right, in the next video we'll talk about how to take this and get it onto another piece of fabric.